is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back to talk about love and marriage. Oh, I almost call it hip-hop, honey. Huntsville, the reunion, honey. Okay, we are finally at the damn reunion. Because this damn show, it goes on and on. Even when the show is not on, it's still enough shit to talk about on social media. But I love that show, honey. It keeps a few dollars, honey, in my pocket is what I will say. Okay? Because this show just, oh my God, it just goes on and on. But anyways, honey, how did y'all like the reunion? I love the reunion. I thought it was good. Melody was so damn shady, honey, especially towards Maurice. But, honey, guess what? I was here for it, okay? And Melody slayed, okay? Melody slayed. Keisha, I almost called the girl Keisha. Tisha tried it, honey. She tried, but girl, sit down. You look a lot better than what you did at that last reunion, because you was looking like one of the ICATs, Tisha last reunion. You was looking like a bad dressed showgirl, honey. Yes, that's just, ooh, child, ooh. That dress she had on this year, though, you guys, with her hair, she looked nice. I give her that. But yeah, it was, I don't know, looked like one of the Supremes, like one of them women from the girl groups that didn't quite make it, you know, in the group. They only kept around for about 6 months and then they got rid of. Tisha was serving that. Okay, run away from me with that. Okay, we got Carlos King hosting. I know y'all said y'all didn't want Carlos to host. I don't know. I felt like he did a good job. What about when he went around to everybody, and he went to Martell, and he, I guess, was on the phone with Sheree. They are so fucking obvious. Like, that clout chasing Planet Fitness, like the blood they bleed comes from the first floor, the water they drink, the tap of it all, like, they just bleed first floor. You know, they need to come up with merch. I'm telling you, they should bring their two brands together, come out with the merch, okay? Take all day with it like y'all normally do with everything else. And did y'all hear that shit? Martell still ain't got his damn builder's license. Damn, Martell, where the hell you go get it? Then he go try to say, well, people too invested in me getting it. No, shit, it looked like you couldn't get no damn work without it. It looked like you rather be codependent on everybody else, okay, to get your jobs. Like, dude, you're building yourself back up. That's the least you could do. Get it on paper. Okay, that's what I told y'all about these niggas from the first floor. They could be married, start all these businesses with their wife, get a side chick pregnant 2 and 3 times while the wife is pregnant, honey. They could do that and then go along and have a whole live baby, okay, with their side chick. They could do like all of the dumb shit and stupid, redundant shit you could do, right? But can't go get the builder's license. Can't study and get the correct grade to get the damn license. Make it make sense. Okay, put it on paper. But he over there wish she buy Sheree, honey. Okay, and they are one and the same, honey. Okay, the first floorers are flooring. Okay, the first floorers. Look, that need to be a shirt in itself, honey. Okay. But yes, we got Destiny. Carlos asked her, while she getting ready, is she dating? Is she in love? She like, huh, what? Destiny, you look tired and through. You did. Like, girl, this could be your last season and you still ain't got no damn energy. You still ain't got no storyline. You can't have no, like there's nothing, it's like there's no genuine personality there on Destiny. Can we do an autopsy report on her personality and where the fuck it's at and when did it die and like at what time, at what date, at like for real. Okay? No personality, just dead, just is giving nothing. Nothing. And Destiny, you got all the light in your damn eyes when you talking about Melody. Okay, same thing with Hookheaded. He get himself to his little wine cooler event, okay? And he done wrote the damn speech and forgot the goddamn words. Okay, you wrote the song and can't remember the goddamn words? I love that Ike Turner clip, honey. That is everything. But, like, child, make it make sense. Okay, like, always forgetting stuff. But that's what y'all do on the first floor. You asked Sheree at the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, had to confiscate the stuff that she gave them from her little She by Sheree collection. Just only on the first floor, honey. Only on the first floor. Okay, and y'all want Melody to be worried about that and Destiny. And what the hell is going on with Stormy now? Stormy and her mammy is coming for Melody, girl. Melody, girl, you in danger. You in danger. You better get some of your real friends on this show. Because, honey, if I was Miss Melody Cherie, they couldn't keep coming for me. Okay, I wouldn't come back to this show. I can't be around a whole bunch of haters. I'd be to fuck somebody up. I couldn't do it. Okay, I don't have no mic on, guys, because I want it to be free. Okay, and I ain't want to be tussling with the mic and, you know. So hopefully, honey, everybody can hear Miss Robinson, honey. Okay. So we gonna get started with this reunion. What else happened? You got damn Tisha playing with puppets. How is it that the puppet come out with puppets? And that's what was so funny to me. Okay, and then she get her ass down to the reunion lying about Marceau going to Africa, and Martell had to call her ass out like, girl, he went without you and the family. He left the family behind because she started trying to corroborate some story of him going through depression because of all his business dealings that went sour during COVID and this, that, and the third. Child, that ain't why that man went off to Africa without you. It's because he didn't want to. Well, I was mad at first. Bitch, you was mad. You was in your feelings. You felt they way. Okay, and I told y'all she do that on the show. Okay, and then when she get to the reunion, all of a sudden, this bitch is so unbothered. Don't none bother her about her marriage, about her life, about, you know, like where everything is really going. Girl, Tisha, girl. And he had you get rid of Dr. Francis, and you love Dr. Francis and his wife. So, Tisha, girl, you need to miss Miss Robinson, honey, with that bullshiggity, honey, okay? Oh, did y'all hear Tisha calling Melody Mr. T? Because Carlos was back there clowning with Miss Wanda. I love the dance he was doing with her. He got to saying, yeah, who's responsible for all the dynamite or something? And Tisha talking about, you know who responsible, the one with that Mr. T chain. And girl, shut up. Why is you such a damn hater? Damn. Goddamn, is there a damn prize you go get? Is you go get a pot of gold, motherfucker, some Lucky Charms? Sheree, Martell is not a good man because he's a good father. Like, she made me want to throw up in my damn mouth when she told Carlos that, you know, he's not the guy that, you know, everybody sees on TV. You know, he's such a different man. Bitch, you're not going to get a different version, Sheree, of what Melody got. And you less of a woman than her. Okay? Physically, mentally, emotionally, everythingly. Okay? So, girl, you don't have the better man. And if you do, you better thank Melody. Because, girl, you are not special, Sheree. You was just over there with a nigga that was in prison. And Martell is not in prison. I think you think that's a step up, but it ain't. Shit. Okay, I'm just saying shit. You digging, if you dealing with a nigga like Martell, you would rather that type of nigga be in prison, is what I'm saying. With all the drama and coleslaw and confusion he over there slaying, honey. Okay, it's too much, honey, for Miss Robinson. Oh, did y'all hear Maurice tell Carlos? Carlos was like, what's going on? What do you expect to do tonight? And Maurice, well, I'm going to answer every question. Now, see, he didn't say truthfully or honestly. He didn't say that. He just said he gonna answer every question. We know that nigga. Okay, I said just first floor. Yeah. Okay. Try to do a little something for y'all. Okay, let's talk about everybody's looks. And really quickly, all Melody said to Carlos backstage was, if they go low, she going to hell. And Carlos was like, something she had on red or something. And he was like, oh, it's like a little devil or some shit, he said, honey. But yeah, I like him interacting with the cast like that, like kind of getting them warmed up, getting them hype. And I love how much love he shows them. I think that you kind of need that type of energy before you go into the dungeon, honey. Okay, the dungeon of fire. Okay, because that's what this show gives, honey. Okay, on the first floor. Okay, the first floor of it all. But anyways, let's go over best hair, Melody. Shit, best dress, Melody. They ain't fucking with her hair, makeup, nothing. Melody killed it. I didn't like what Kimmy had on. I really didn't like her hair color or the way the hair was, period. I wish she would have just did something like, I don't know. I wish it would have been long and black, or maybe black hair with curls some type of way. I didn't like that blonde. Tisha would, I guess, be next best dress and next best with the hair, and then Kimmy. And y'all know I love Kimmy way more than I love Tisha. But her and Maurice, they come out first. Marcel and Tisha come out. Then it looked like Martell, I believe, came out. And then Carlos calls Melody out, and he was like, we got the lovely, Miss Beautiful Melody Cherie. Here go the nigga from the first floor that she used to be married to and got all the kids by. Holt. He wants to constantly remind her of the ownership he has over her, is what I should say. Because you shouldn't keep, like, saying your last name. And I didn't think that was cute. I was very offended and annoyed with it. But I know how these niggas from the first floor is. They don't like when you have an identity and you're making it without them. They could have never pictured or fathomed that. So that's why he was yelling out Holt. Just looking stupid. Carlos, he was giddy about it. He started laughing. But ain't no more Holt. No more, nigga. Okay? Wish we could have, wrap a chain or something around his neck, honey, okay? Bark, okay? So all I know is it started out with Carlos showing a package of different clips from the show. And after he wrapped the package, he began talking about how all of the cast members should all be proud of each other. Okay, we see each other, and we appreciate everybody for their accomplishments, and everybody is proud of everybody's success. And he was like, ain't that right, team? And Tisha started egging him on. Everybody started clapping, and everybody clapped, honey, except for Miss Melody Cherie. And I loved it. Okay? Because Melody, like, honey, I'm not with this foolishness. I ain't about to clap for this shit. Okay? Melody said she's not proud of anything, honestly, at this point. Melody said there was a whole scene last year where she gave congratulations to everyone on the platform. I think some of this is coming from a lot of them only feeling like Melody gets all the attention, but Melody is more ambitious than the rest of them in terms of her relationship with her followers on social media. Nobody is really as active as Melody is. So I feel like they can't be mad at her for her grind and her hustle and who she is. Because I remember Tisha and Marceau was complaining that all of Melody's accomplishments are always put out there and celebrated, and they felt like theirs were not. Y'all remember the video I did on that, right? So I think that's kind of where some of this shade is coming from. Melody goes on to say this year she don't really care what the people is doing. Maurice ends up saying that he does care. He is proud of everybody. Melody says that, while he's saying how proud he is of everybody, she was like, good for you, wonderful. You know, she's being condescending towards him. So I was like, oh shit, I like an old nasty reunion, honey. Just naturally starting up without anybody gaslighting anybody. You know, some natural, feathers ruffled. I loved it. Okay. Melody says, make sure your actions show that. Okay. After Maurice said how proud he was of everybody. Maurice said his actions do show it. Melody said, no, they don't. And then Maurice gets to saying, well, I bought some of your songs that came out. I streamed it and you were talking about my guy. Shut the fuck up, Maurice. Your guy cheated on her. Your guy had a side chick for most of the fucking marriage. Your guy had a live baby with the side chick. So what the hell you talking about? She did a song and that's your guy. Fuck your guy. He ain't no good. He ain't no good person out here. Okay, child, bye. Child, goodbye. I don't know what it is with all of them and their energy, honey, towards Melody. Y'all put it in the comment section, honey. Miss Robinson is lost. I knew she had hate on this show, you guys, but I did not know it was on this level. This shit is kind of scary. It is. It is to be in amongst of a whole bunch of people that really don't fucking like you. Don't see it for you. It just wasn't a good feeling. Maurice gets to preaching about, well, I just love how, we all are making things happen in spite of, and we all are on our grind doing what we need to do. And, we all are out here overcoming things. And Carlos says to Melody, well, do you feel like what he's saying is bullshit? And she was like, well, Maurice is always giving Martin Luther King Jr. speeches. Honey, I holler. I said, come on, Melody, okay? Because, and what Melody means, you guys, when she says that, is it sounds nice. Like him and his brother, they are the it sounds nice twins, okay? We'll say this shit because it sounds nice. It may not even be the right shit, but guess what? It sounds nice, right? It's nice enough, right? It'll do just enough. Let's just say just enough. Let's try to make it look like we good dudes. These niggas ain't no better than Martell in a lot of different ways, okay? But yeah, I was with Melody, when it came to him, honey. Sit down, Lemonhead. So Kimmy interrupts and says, well, you say, Melody, let your actions show. So what does that mean? Kimmy says, has something happened or did something transpire for you to feel the way that you feel? Melody says, well, there are quite a few things that have happened. Absolutely. I love Melody. Carlos said, did Maurice say something recently to make you feel this way? Here go Melody again, doubling down. Absolutely, absolutely. She felt like Maurice and Kimmy recently did an interview where Maurice basically downplayed Melody and Kimmy's friendship. And that made her feel a way like, no, they don't hang out every weekend, but, they still stay in contact with each other. And I think recently Melody had really stepped up and was there for Kimmy throughout, her cancer journey, and was, calling her, texting her, making sure she was good, making sure she had everything she needed. So I think that really hurt Melody. Maurice, in my opinion, shouldn't have commented on Kimmy and Melody's friendship. She doesn't need Maurice to speak for her. I don't even think Melody really even cares for Maurice, but I think she really does like and adore Kimmy. But she knows that Maurice is Kimmy's husband, right? So he's there, but it's like, dude, don't speak on what me and your wife have going on. And then Tisha and Melody are already at odds, right? And Tisha loves all of this. I saw her face. She loves that there's a question of if Melody is really Kimmy's friend. Because remember, Tisha, she's 4, right? 4 years old. If her and Melody wasn't cool, she damn sure didn't want Kimmy to be cool with Melody. So, yeah, ain't nothing but a hater. But I think that Melody and Kimmy both really care for each other. They're not the best of friends. They don't hang out every day, but there is a respect there. And I think that Melody has a lot more respect for Kimmy because Kimmy is more mature, than Tisha. Tisha is a child that plays with puppets, okay? And Tisha's kids, honey, I would lock up every toy that you got up in your room and hide it from your mammy. I wouldn't trust Tisha alone with Shammy's toys. I wouldn't. That is a kid, honey, okay? The puppet brought puppets, honey. That shit was funny, but we go get to it. So Carlos gets on Maurice for what he said. Maurice said, well, I didn't say it to cause any division, but they are not close friends like that. Kimmy interjects and says that it was actually social media that made it more than what it was. I would love to see the interview that they did. If any of you guys could link it or tell me who they did it with, because I've been kind of looking for it and I couldn't find it. I would love to, really hear that interview. What I didn't like about what Kimmy said was Kimmy started trying to blame it on social media. And I feel like a lot of people on this show, they always try to take that route. Let's blame social media for the tone of this, for somebody saying this, saying that. No, let it be what it be. Your man spoke out of turn and he shouldn't have said nothing. Kimmy also went on to say, well, Melody has said some of the same things in her interviews, and I didn't feel no way about it, so I don't get why it's this big thing. And Melody jumped in and said, yeah, because Maurice was saying, yeah, him and Martell check up with each other all the time, and, trying to make it look like Martell is this good friend. Martell is the one that still has friends. You guys have to remember during Martell's smear campaign, that was one of his biggest arguments against Melody was she can't keep friends. She can't get along with anybody. Look at what happened with Destiny. Now, some people may play into it. Look at what happened with Stormy. There are certain people that will say, well, look at what happened with Tisha, but Tisha and Melody were never friends. Just because you are in proximity to another woman does not mean that you all were friends. That shit was always on some frenemy shit. And especially from LATISHA's side, because LATISHA is jealous of Melody. I don't give a damn if y'all want to hear that or not. I know some of y'all rolling your eyes, sucking your damn teeth, but the truth is the truth, and the truth needs no proof. How you doing? Okay? That damn LATISHA is jealous of Melody. She copycat off that girl all the time, steal her ideas, don't give her credit, blame her for stuff, like just so jealous, just always try to play the victim. Honey, I cannot. Carlos asks Kimmy, well, do you consider Melody your friend? And Kimmy says, Kimmy, bitch, who else? That's your government name, right? Like, why does she need to? If you ask me, Brandy, do you consider yourself to be Melody's friend? I'm going to be like, yes or no. I'm not going to be, who, Brandy? What the fuck? Like, goddamn, you don't need no damn name tag. We know your damn name. Okay? Me, Kimmy Scott, married to Maurice, sister-in-law Tisha. Like, girl, that was phony and fraudulent, honey. Melody girl, they is trying to remove you from this show, honey. And it looked like they want Lunchbox to come on here. What's her name? What's the girl that eat the Lunchables? That look like a little Girl Scout, Ariane. They probably want her ass on here. Okay? Ciao, bye. Honey, it was Melody's facial expressions for me all the different times, honey. That little smirked up face that she makes, that shit was funny. Kimmy says, well, the people on this show are not my besties. Then she began saying that Melody is a friend. Absolutely. You should have just said that. But the fact that you hesitated and went down memory lane, okay, backed out, like you went somewhere else with it, Kimmy, okay? Kimmy said when she needed something, when it came to referrals, flowers, food, Melody was there for her. Like I said, during her cancer journey, that probably brought them a little bit closer. When you go through certain things in life, like a health issue, that is for you and your loved ones to get a little closer. Your friends, normally that does bring you closer to people because that's, life or death, and a good friend is going to help you get through those times. So hopefully, they are able to keep it intact. But see, I don't know where Kimmy coming from, you guys. I want to see Kimmy as a good person, but some of like how she answered shit on this reunion, it looks suspect. It does. It's like, are you really friends with her? And Kimmy the type of woman where if you got it for her husband, the way Melody has it for Maurice, I don't know. She goes stand by her man, okay? And be like, well, my man said that, she looked like one of them types. So I don't know. Hopefully it don't get down the rabbit hole, that bad and get worse. So hopefully, because I do like Kimmy and Melody together. I always thought they was cool and had a mature relationship. Unlike, LATISHA and Melody. Yeah. Carlos begins asking Maurice, well, now can you see why Melody felt the way that she did, about you saying what you said about her and Kimmy's relationship. And he said, yeah, I could kind of understand it. Kimmy jumps in and says, yeah, but we can't keep writing people off just because they say certain things. I'm looking like that didn't look good. I'm going to tell y'all why. I told y'all, the smear campaign of Martell and what he used to put bugs in everybody's ears about Melody, which is this girl don't know how to be a friend. She can't stay friends with people. Look at how she did Tisha. Not look at how she did Destiny. I guess next season it'll be look at how she did Stormy. She can't stay cool with people. That type of shit is a real thing. I've lived it, where it literally will look like you can't be cool with anybody. it begins to look like that. The enemy begins to win and people really begin seeing shit like that. Now, for those of us that's really into this show, we know that ain't the damn case. So that's why I didn't really care for Kimmy and that comment. Well, we just writing people off. Well, first off, we all deal with people differently. Okay. And I just feel like that statement, it played into Martell's smear campaign of Melody. Put your comments in the comment section. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. But all of this shit, it's like, it's a conundrum. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know. It's this whole theme of Melody can't get along with anybody. She's so difficult. She has a nasty personality. Now, is Melody perfect? Absolutely not. Nobody's perfect. But she ain't the damn problem they trying to make her out to be. Come on now. Kimmy brought up the fact that Melody was on the Carlos King night show. Y'all remember she was on there with Monique, and she had mentioned Maurice was the least relevant. Kimmy was basically saying, well, people was all up in my DMs like, was you go check Mel? What's going on with Mel and Kimmy? Kimmy go get her. And Kimmy was like, no, I'm not gonna, it's not that serious to me. Carlos jumped in and said, well, I think what you all do is you all provide fun shade. That was fun shade. They all, say stuff about each other. Maurice did say Melody is at the center of a lot of drama with everybody in the group. He was helping Martell, in my opinion, with that little campaign of Melody can't get along with nobody. That's what it was sounding like at that time. Right? But they got to be careful of that because that shit is really like playing out, you guys. That is a theme of this show. Melody, you gonna have to get your real friends up on here. Make Miss Vanessa. I would make my mama one of my friends, definitely of the show, or she need to be a main cast member, really. Did y'all catch that shade Carlos threw? He said, well, it's something really magical about the six of you all, and that's why the six of you all are all up here now. I said, well, damn, Carlos. Big Lou and Tiff fired, Destiny fired. I don't think they gonna get rid of Stormy and her husband. That's too much money, honey. They ain't gonna get rid of them. Too many storylines there, and honey, these people are suited and booted already for next season, okay? Especially with the Stormy and her mammy versus Melody, okay? Carlos starts talking to Tisha and Marceau, and they began talking about how Scott Manor is the next Chateau Charest. Like, they haven't really broken any ground yet. Marceau said they about to break ground. I was like, you ain't about to break shit. You gonna break your damn leg walking around that mug. So you need to quit. He began this speech of great things take time. I said, I bet they do. Shit. Got to get the right people involved. Is Uncle Mike still working with them? No, Uncle Mike quit. He quit messing with you niggas. Okay? Carlos says, so season 23 is when we will see Scott Manor. I said, come on, Carlos. Yes. Okay? Because it will be about season 23. We'll see, guys. I know it just gonna be worth the wait. Okay, great things take time, Carlos. Honey, that's what Tisha said. Carlos turns to Tisha and says, well, Tisha, you started off this series as a housewife. Yeah, y'all remember she had to beg her man, honey, to let her work, okay? She had to ask for permission. And I'm just looking like, how do you be in a marriage like that? How do you submit to, that's my issue with submission. I ain't submitting to a motherfucker, okay? You niggas submit to them bills. And then I'll think about submitting to you. But And I don't believe in submission. I believe in a relationship, you both submit to each other. Okay? Ciao, bye. Carlos brings up the fact that LATISHA is the majority owner of Scout. And I'm looking like that ain't no badge of honor. He just gave her ass that shit to make her ass feel good because she's still whining and complaining. Otherwise, she ain't getting what she need from her man. Okay, he going to Africa without her. He won't get up to say a few kind words. Okay, so child, he won't renew his vows with her. So child, bye. He used her credit, Carlos. I wish Carlos would frame the shit the right way. I think Carlos be trying to be too cool with these people. We may need a second host or something. I like Carlos, I do, but we need somebody to stick it to these people. Because I feel like y'all need to talk about this damn lawsuit. That's what the hell Miss Robinson want to know. Shit, while we sitting, if we gonna be sitting up here talking, let's talk about these people that say you owe them these millions. Carlos asked Tisha, well, what did you trick off well, what did you do to make sure you had that power within your marriage? And here go Tisha. Well, never underestimate the power of a wife. You ain't got no damn power, man. Okay, the man is going to Africa without you, girl. The man is meeting up with Melody without you knowing, sending text messages to Melody without you knowing, giving her that bottle of black without you knowing. You ain't got no power, man. Okay, she should have turned into a goddamn Power Ranger right when that shit happened. Okay, that type of shit should happen. That should be like a consequence. You just show the fuck up as something else because you're sitting up there lying. Okay, acting like you got all this power. You ain't got no power. Just because you watch Wakanda 3 times a day, goddammit, that don't mean you got power. All I really had to do was buy my tail out, you know, and you didn't do shit. You guys are not gonna convince me that Tisha is smart like that. I don't care how many fucking degrees she has. There's all types of smart, dumb bitches out in the world. So I don't want to hear this shit about, oh, she got more letters behind her name than you. No. It's a lot of smart, dumb bitches out in the world. Okay, she's not by herself, goddammit. Okay? Martell chimes in, yeah, that was the worst decision she ever made. Everybody starts laughing. Even Melody starts, smiling a little bit. Smizing. So Carlos asks Martell, do you regret being bought out? Martell said, no. Tisha began bragging about how he should, because when she bought it from him, it was in the negative, and now it's a multi-million-dollar company. And at first, I was like, and then down the line, I agree with Martell, because that happens all the time when, if you buy somebody out, like you wasn't there from jump, they didn't already put their blood, sweat, and tears into it. It took a while to make a profit. And then of course, when you get it, you're able to make it more successful because now formulas are put in place. Different people are put in place. You had nothing to do with it. That's like a motherfucker coming into my podcast and growing it even bigger when it was this bitch right here that was here since day one when we was at 0, and I'm the one that got it to where it is right now. Do you see what I'm saying? Like you came in. You came in when it was already different formulas put in place, and when Melody interjected, I was like, thank you. Now we're really going to hear the truth, because Tisha loves to do this thing where she likes to perform being smart at the reunion, and I'm sick of it. trying to act all prim and proper. Well, I'm the one, and it's my name, and bitch, you over there being used. That's just like a codependent bitch over there fucking being used, being cheated on, being dogged, but trying to make it look like, oh, I'm the one that's really running shit. No. Your nigga is running you, okay? Anytime you have to do an investigation and an autopsy every time your nigga lie to you, bitch, you's in a toxic marriage. So, girl, sit down and shut the fuck up. I know this other codependent bitch tried to act like her man is a punk. Yeah, he's a punk. He just, this nigga done cheated on her, I don't know, 9-10 times. See, they want to ignore all the negativity and the trauma of the marriage or relationship. They want you to ignore that and pay attention to some other dumb shit that they didn't, chose to play with. Child, I ain't got time for it. But anyways, yeah, I was with, Martell, and then I was with Melody when she said that, because one Miss Van was working with them, and Miss Van, we heard on the interview, said that she was the one that organized a lot of shit at Scope. You are not going to tell me that LATISHA M. Scott was doing too much of anything on the smart side. I believe Miss Van, I believe Melody, and I even fucking believe Martell over her. Because what Martell said, if you really paid attention to it, it fit better than how she was performing. Because that's what the fuck that bitch was doing over there, trying to perform, trying to give herself more credit than what she deserves. Girl, you are still a smart, dumb bitch. Okay, how you doing? So Carlos gets to asking Marceau, how does it feel working with Tisha? Y'all know that man is sexist. He's a chauvinistic type of man. He doesn't want to work with his wife or any other woman. He feels like he's better than the woman. So, he just tried to make it look like, well, it works. And Tisha began saying, oh, well, I would want for a successful couple to work with us and help us with that. You don't need help with that. Bitch, you need to get rid of the man that you married to that don't want to do that don't want to be a power couple. That's where your problem is, okay? Ain't nobody taking time out of their fucking day to deal with your low vibrational ass relationship, your marriage, to a man that he's a narcissist. Everything is like about him and what he wants. It's not about, yeah, but we doing this together. See, this is my thing with some of y'all be wanting people. I can't fall in love like that. I can't be in love with you and the whole fucking relationship is about you and what you want and what you need, and I'm catering to your fucking ego every 5 minutes. Like, that's not what the fuck we're about to do. If I'm with you, I'm not doing that. Okay? And that's what you have when you are with a narcissist. Like, why don't people get that? Girl, I was like, girl, ain't nobody taking time out of their day to help you with him. They get to talking about the lawsuit with Skull and another corporation. Marceau says it's a very hurtful and embarrassing thing that happened. It's so funny, the little facial expressions Melody was making, honey, when he said that. I was cracking up. Marceau gets to saying this is one of the biggest contracts he ever had, and the whole world shuts down due to COVID. Now, I can understand that. I can understand that. I get that. He begins talking about he's building another restaurant. He started black and, had some other stuff on the table. So it all, I guess, began to be too much for him. It really messed with his mental health. And I get that. I understand that. I think my issue with Marceau was he did not do a good enough job on the show communicating all of which he was going through. Like, we shouldn't just hear about this type of stuff at the reunion. Like, when you were talking about your damn depression, you should have been saying specifically, well, this is what happened with this, and this is, like, he should have connected the dots a bit more, and he didn't do that. He did what he always did, was led us on a fucking scavenger hunt of nothing, okay? Like, looking for nothing, a whole bunch of nothing, and then complained and, well, I should go to therapy, but I don't want to talk about it, and I don't need a therapist, and I don't need that, and that, like, child, just too much. Tisha began saying, I just hate that, we really had to go through that, because, Marcel, he really worked hard on the projects. I was like, girl, shut up. Tisha connects the dots, puts on her performance. Okay, I told y'all what she does when she gets to the reunion. She says, yeah, that was one of the reasons why he went to Africa. I love that Martell looked at her and said, oh, so that's why he went to Africa? Like, yeah, right, bitch. Yeah, right. Cause that ain't how you made it seem on the show. Even Carlos was looking at her like, well, you didn't like that he went, to Africa. See, she gets to the reunion, guys, and she performs. And now everything that wasn't okay on TV some months back, it is okay now. It's like this different story. Like, and Tisha, this is why people like me don't like you, because whatever I get from you, it's not consistent. And that's why I can't believe it. Martell says, oh, he took time away from home. Tisha shoots back, well, he wasn't at the gym. Tisha, shut up. Okay, anything you say about Martell and Melody's situation at this point is too late. This shit done played out. We over it. That didn't even hit. What Martell said to you, it really hit. It really hit. And that and a hit dog will holler. That's why you brought up that damn gym. We all know his ass wasn't at no damn gym. Okay. So that was a tired and delayed joke. Very tired to me. Carlos begins drilling Tisha on her response about Marceau going to Africa. He was like, well, that's 16 hours away. Like, how did you really feel when you found out he, was going alone without the family? And she began saying that at first, she was upset because that was a trip that they always said they would take with the family. So Tisha said Marceau explained to her that, he was stressed out from all his work projects. And she said, okay, I understood that, he needed that time alone. Now, they panned the camera towards all the castmates. Ain't nobody buying it. Nobody. I was cracking up. Not even Kimmy. Carlos asked Kimmy, how would you feel if Maurice did that? And she was like, that wouldn't have been cool. Even Kimmy had to admit, yeah, he wouldn't have been allowed to go. We don't play those games over here, honey. Okay? Did y'all see Melody's face while Tisha was talking about how she was cool with Marceau going to Africa? Honey, I was weak. I was like, yes, Melody, girl. She full of shit. Melody knows Tisha is full of shit. Tisha says she trusts her husband. So why do you always conduct all these fucking investigations on the show about his behavior with other women like Miss Melody Cherie and all these other people, honey? Okay, like, girl, Tisha, I told y'all that bitch, she deserves an Oscar, honey, because she really be performing for the girls, honey, for the first floor girls. That's who she be performing for, honey. Okay. See, Carlos pissed me off when he began lying to Tisha. And this is when I started thinking, we need a new motherfucking host. Because you trying to be buddy, everybody friend and shit. And that shit is cute when you go backstage and you check in with everybody when y'all start out. But once we get to the motherfucking stage, I don't like all that phone a friend ass energy. I don't like it. Well, Tisha, you're a very smart woman. One lie. You got all these degrees. Who gives a fuck? That's another lie. Okay. Like, don't nobody give a damn about how many degrees she got, because she don't have the main degree that you need in this world. And that's the degree of common goddamn sense. Okay? Damn, I said it. Okay? Carlos brings up this naive statement that Tisha has made in the past about if Marceau is cheating on her, God will reveal it to her. Tisha said, well, these rumors been going around since we've been filming this show, and, nothing has been revealed to me, so I'm not gonna just leave my husband because there's rumors out here, and you obviously believe the rumors, because why would you get on camera and question your husband? And then you be like with a tear and shit. I could see if you was just doing the shit for the show and you would smile at him the whole time you asking him. But no, your ass be in, goddamn, girl, you be almost in a puddle of tears. Okay, so girl, stop fronting. I told y'all that bitch be performing, and she do a good job too, honey. Okay, I would never believe her, but yeah, she try, honey. Okay. Tisha brings up Martell. Yeah, when Martell was cheating, elevator pictures was out there. Mel answered the phone when the girl called. Everything was out there. And of course, she gotta do the comparison. That's another way a bitch jealous of you. She always comparing y'all situations. And that ain't even just with women. It's some male bitches out here too. Okay? It's some male bitches in the house. When you see them, point them out. Okay? They like to compare situations. Child, goodbye. Now, this is what's crazy to me. Carlos does not believe Tisha. I saw it on his face. It's written all over your face. Okay? I don't know if y'all seen that. But when he was talking to Tisha, he was talking to her in a way in which he don't believe her. He doesn't believe what she's saying. Tisha goes on to say if Mel and Martell knew that, Marceau was cheating, they would have been put it out there. What y'all think about that? That was interesting that she said that. So Carlos gets to saying to Tisha, so you really don't believe that there's, a possibility that, so there's no doubt in your mind that, Marceau ever cheated. And Tisha was like, no, that's Mel and Martell's personality. Have you seen all the stuff that they've both put out on social media about each other? That's a part of their personality. Another comparison. Bitch, stand on your own 2 feet. You don't need to compare yourself to nobody. Carlos turns to Melody and says, so when you said to Tisha that you believe Marceau cheated on her, were you lying? Melody said no. Melody said that Carlos was actually privy to conversations. I guess Melody was on a 3-way with that lady Alonda, I'm guessing. Is that Melody's old hairstylist? Put it in the comments, you guys. That's the woman I believe they're talking about. But yeah, Melody said they was on a 3-way. Carlos said no. Carlos, come on, girl. Come on. We know that your ass love the mess, honey. Carlos probably been on so many 3-ways getting mess, honey. He don't remember, honey. Okay. Tisha comes at Melody and she doubles down. Remember with the interview she did with DJ Richie Sky when she said that Melody was paying some of the people to say that they cheated with Marceau. Tisha feels like Melody paid this lady to come out and say that, Marceau cheated with her. Ciao, bye. So Carlos reiterates the whole thing of, so it's out there that Marceau cheated with this woman. And Tisha said Mel tweeted it. Tisha said that the girl called her and said, because I guess the girl was best friends with Melody, and said that, I'm so sorry, Melody put me up to saying that, and that has never happened, and I'm so sorry. I'm like, Tisha, what you're saying, it don't even sound right. The girl, I guess, Tisha said, Mel offered to pay her $5,000 to come on the show and say that, Marceau cheated with her, that whole thing. Melody was shaking her head on the stage. Tisha said that the lady told her that had it been more than $5,000, she would have did it, but since it was just $5,000, that wasn't enough for her to come on TV, lying about her and Marceau being together. Melody said there was a girls' trip being planned, and I guess the girl was going to come on the girls' trip and tell Tisha that her and Marceau, I guess, messed around some years ago. It's a really old story, I guess, from back, was it, when they first got together or something? I don't know, honey. It's crazy. It's confusing. What y'all think? Melody said that this was really before she even knew Marceau and Tisha. That's interesting. So I guess Melody's saying that the woman wanted some money. And Melody was like, well, you need to talk to production about that, about if you come on, will you get paid this, that, and the third. I'm sure they would mind compensating homegirl, okay? What y'all think about this story? Do you even believe it? Melody said, honey, she ain't about to pay nobody to come on this show. And then all of a sudden, Marceau, he gets to piping up saying shit. It's like, shut up. Just be quiet if you're not guilty, sir. You was doing good when you was being quiet. Marceau gets to asking Melody, well, how did this whole thing start? And Melody began saying, oh, well, I don't even want to talk about that. And then Marceau was like, well, no, if you're going to tell the story, tell the story. You got Tisha chiming in. Yeah, tell the whole story. Girl, shut up. Because you know damn well if this man is caught cheating, you ain't going nowhere, okay? Shit, you already didn't leave because of the other shit I named. You still didn't leave. Still was around there begging for what you wanted out of that marriage. So, girl, bye. So, Marceau kept interrupting his boo thing Melody, honey, because he's still looking at her like a puppy in heat. Okay, I want to get next to you. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Sitting here. I can't sing the song, honey. Okay, I still ain't got my voice together, honey. But yeah, he wouldn't let Melody talk, and Melody was like, listen, I ain't gonna be sitting up here talking to legs, hips, and breasts. I said, girl, you better say it. Okay, you better say it. I was cracking up. So Carlos reiterates the story. He tells Tisha, so you seem to believe that Melody made all this stuff up with this woman. And Tisha was like, yeah, I don't think I know. Girl, bye. So I guess they had, some type of off-camera conversation about what was off limits. Martell blurts out, Kimmy wanted us to not talk about Maurice hanging out after hours, after 4 p.m. I'm like, 4? That's it? Goddamn. He got a curfew? This reunion, in my opinion, it really exposed a lot of Maurice and Kimmy's relationship. Like, there's some type of insecurities there that, honey, Miss Robinson didn't know about. Okay. Kimmy says she feels like it's misleading to women for Maurice to be hanging out after 4 p.m. I'm like, shit, he should have been misleading to you when he told you he slept with 6 women in one night. Like, that shit was crazy. And I feel like Maurice be lying. Like, he just be blurting shit out. I don't know if I can believe everything that he says. To me, he's like the Mia of this show. Mia from Potomac. He kind of have her itis, honey. Carlos gets on all these sex parties that were had after hours up at the Credit One, honey. Maurice got to saying that some people may find themselves in a lawsuit. He's did his homework. You don't know who's saying what, and you ain't go do shit. Man, sit your ass down, Maurice. Because in my opinion, if you did nothing, why you getting so turned up? Kimmy said that her office used to be above Credit One and there would never be any sex parties. She did say that the guys would come together and hang out and, do guy things. That's kind of where they got the idea for Black, a place for the men to have their cigars, relax, hang out. I'm like, well, why would they need to be out all night doing that? Somebody fucking something. Okay, after hours. Goddamn, stop playing with my intelligence, Kimmy. Okay, Kimmy, girl. Child, Martell was cracking up. Marceau wasn't laughing. Maurice wasn't laughing. Because they know it was some inappropriate bullshiggity going on. Okay? Carlos, he don't buy nothing Kimmy saying. He like, girl, ain't no men getting together, listening to music, hanging out, playing cards, listening to Beyonce's Renaissance album, honey, after 3 a.m. Exactly. Ain't nothing open but some legs, okay, up in the air, honey. Then it looked bad that Kimmy began backpedaling. Yeah, well, first off, let me be clear. He was not my man. And it seemed like she put that in there to say, well, if some shit come out, I can at least say that we wasn't together at that time. Even Melody was on the stage laughing. Like, it was so, weird for me. I was so confused. Like, girl, what? Huh? Carlos still don't believe Kimmy, so it was a whole bunch of women there, and Kimmy was like, no, it was a whole bunch of guys. Maurice doubles down and says there was no sex parties at Credit One. Marceau says Marceau was there a lot less than, Marceau was trying to get himself out of it. Carlos says, well, it looks like you guys are not willing to go dark and expose each other. And that really is a testament to, the friendship that you guys have. I said, these people ain't friends. These niggas is all together on a show in proximity to each other. Okay. That's it. Getting a damn check. Ain't no friends. That word friend, it's just been slinging around. Yeah, ain't no friendship here. No more. Okay, love don't live here. No more. Marceau gets to saying, well, anything that, they would have against us, they would throw it against us. We would never do that with them. Tisha doubled down, with what he was saying too. Carlos brings up the accusation that Martell made against Marceau about the 20 plus girlfriends. And Carlos was like, was there any truth to that? Martell talking about, well, I don't know exactly. Nigga, Martell knows where the bodies are buried. I peeped that this whole reunion. He knows something. And Marceau knows that Martell knows something. Melody knows something as well. Because I watched everybody's facial expressions. Carlos tries to stick it to Martell. Well, has he cheated on Tisha since he's been married? Martell is taking all day to answer because that means he knows of something, okay? Tisha says, yeah, he's been with me because I'm the one. And Martell was like, good job, Tisha. And that was that. I was like, wow. Something happened, honey. And Marceau, he don't want to see KEKE, honey. Okay, but KEKE coming, honey. Okay. Martell is questioned again by Carlos. Carlos was like, have you ever seen him with another woman besides Tisha? Martell, well, I'm not going to speak on that. That's not good. He's not saying no. And so Carlos asks Martell, did he and Marceau ever have an apartment together? And Martell said no. And I believe that's when Maurice interrupted and was like, no, yes, y'all did. Y'all had this certain property together. I was like, oh, shit. And if you could have seen how Marceau looked at Maurice, and Maurice was looking like, bitch, I'm going to pay you back from that last reunion when you threw my ass under the bus. Okay, that's what that looked like. Okay, little brotherly, I'm going to get back at your ass. Okay? So Kimmy burst that whole thing and she said collectively, I guess they all had a piece of stag run. So I was like, I want to know more about that. So Carlos says what we all are thinking. He begins getting on Tisha, saying basically, I believe if your husband was messing around doing you are a woman that would not want to walk away. And that's the truth. And Tisha said, well, no, that's actually a deal breaker for me because I'm sitting up here being faithful to him. So if it ever came out, I would leave Marceau. Okay, so I don't believe nothing she say. I told y'all. One thing I did like with Carlos was he was not buying Tisha's BS at all. Wasn't buying it. Carlos brings up the whole Chris Fletcher of it all of, Chris Fletcher, I guess, said he was only with Marceau for the 2 hours. Tisha doubled down and said, I believe he was with Chris. But Chris said he was not with Marceau that whole day. Marceau alluded, and see, she's lying because that was another time in which on the show she cried about his whereabouts, right? So, child, bye. You ain't going nowhere. Stop wasting everybody's damn time. So, honey, they bring KEKE out. I felt like KEKE looked absolutely stunning. She had to be second if it was with the girls. Like, Melody number 1, she would be number 2. I really love what she had on. And I love the color of Tisha's dress. I thought it was so beautiful. Miss Wanda comes out. I didn't understand why Miss Wanda was out there. Like, I don't know. I feel like this show, it provides way too much cushion for the Scotts. Like, I feel like he only had Miss Wanda out there because KEKE was about to sit up there and spill some tea. I didn't like that. So Carlos asked Melody, I guess a viewer question. People want to know, why would you invite KEKE when she's LATISHA's cousin? I say, who gives a flying hell who LATISHA's cousin is? Like, there is no loyalty on this show. Tisha hangs out with Destiny, who used to be very close with Melody. Stormy over there now with no loyalty towards Melody. Like, everybody doing whatever the hell they want to do. So why, to me, it don't even matter. Like, I'm grown. I don't do well, that's your brother, that's your cousin. It would be nice if motherfuckers could fall in line and act loyal, but child, that ain't the type of world we live in. And y'all know, I know, if anybody knows, I know that much. Melody says, though, that she actually knew KEKE before she even knew LATISHA. They share a best friend in common. Carlos says to Tisha, well, Tisha, you told me that Melody brought KEKE around to come for you. And Tisha said, yeah, she did. So she doubled down on that. Melody said that she wanted KEKE to come on here and talk about Tisha because they have both had similar experiences as it pertains to Tisha and how she moves. That is no different from what's going on over there with Tisha and Destiny. Period. And matter of fact, the guy that Carlos King had talked to, it seemed like he did an interview with this guy. Carlos has his own YouTube channel. Maybe y'all could check it out. But he talked about Destiny and Tisha's fake relationship. How they are only in relationship with each other because of their hatred of Melody. And I agree. Like, why does everybody gloss over that? Tisha begins accusing Melody of hiring somebody to pull up her and Marceau's records. Girl, y'all committed the crime, so hell, it got put out there. Okay, don't blame Melody for that. Okay? Shit, y'all the one out here with these, criminal records. Okay? Shit, you either did it or you didn't do it. Tisha said Mel has somebody from the courthouse that's up in Huntsville to pull their record. And KEKE was like, girl, I don't know nothing about that. I was like, come on, KEKE, girl. So, honey, right when KEKE denied all of that, Tisha got her ass up and walked away. Oh, she's going to be Mel's puppet today. I see what's going on. So she upset. And Carlos is calling back out for Tisha, and so is Marceau. Tisha is so bothered by Melody and KEKE's relationship. She's so bothered by it. Like, she's like so in her feelings about it that she gets up and walks off stage. Girl, if you should have just sat up there and been unbothered. Now they really go get together and talk about you. They're gonna laugh at you. They're gonna get you, girl. KEKE begins bringing up Melody, asking about what car was Marceau in when he had his accident. She did say some things about could he afford that car. Melody was like, she don't really care because I guess anybody could get that type of car. And then that's when Miss Codependent, she ain't got her own brain. So she comes making this a goddamn Muppet show, okay? A Muppet puppet show. And she the one that's the damn puppet, okay? She the one that her husband tell her what to do, honey. That's what's so ironic about her having this damn puppet show. That damn Carlos was like, oh no, this bitch crazy. Honey, Tisha is on stage interacting with these puppets like this is what she does, honey, when Marceau goes to work, honey. Melody said she really be playing with the kids, honey, a little bit too much. Yeah. Maurice was getting his life, honey. He was just smiling and so enthused and entertained. Child, was a mess. Carlos said, Tisha, I didn't make room for two unofficial guests. Honey, I was cracking up. Tisha said, this is just for entertainment purposes. KEKE said, this is not entertaining. It's not. It's sad. Like, you really, made yourself, Tisha, look like the joke that you are. Seriously. So Tisha is steady talking with these damn puppets. Melody is cracking up. She said, can we get some kids up in here for her? Yes, because she's a child. So she's basically trying to say that, KEKE is Melody's puppet. I'm like, child, bye, Tisha. Oh, that damn Carlos said, thank you, Tisha, for you and your arts and crafts. Okay, child, honey. These motherfuckers are some fools. All of them, honey. Okay, that shit was funny. Child, they showed the puppets. They over there sitting next to Grandma Wanda, honey. Her and her grandbabies, honey. Okay? So they get to making this whole big deal about why did Melody ask KEKE what kind of car Marceau was in, when he got into the accident. Tisha said she could have called Kimmy, she could have called Maurice, she could have called anybody. Why she have to call KEKE? They're friends. And this is what I told y'all about codependent people. They are not these innocent people. They are not these good people. They do dirty, grimy shit, but you better not do it to them. Okay, Tisha, you're over there with Melody's ex-friend Destiny, talking about her like a dog. How dare you get upset about anything that her and KEKE is talking about? Girl, goodbye. Marceau said Melody asked what car he was in because she was trying to allude to the fact of How can he afford a car like that? I thought he was broke. Melody denied that. Carlos calls KEKE out for playing double agent. Carlos says that KEKE would go and tell Tisha about her conversations that she would have with Melody, but KEKE was basically saying that she did that because she had nothing to hide from Tisha, and I guess she wanted to be open with her. Carlos brings up the fact that KEKE and Tisha was close growing up, like sisters. He feels like maybe the beef came from, Melody and KEKE getting close, and Tisha denied that. Tisha said that her relationship with KEKE was always rocky, but they would always stay cool and work things out. KEKE said, well, she should know me enough to know that I would never be anybody's puppet. Tisha began saying her favorite thing, you guys, that she says. Tisha has a problem with people growing. I noticed that because she always says, yeah, the old KEKE, the old Mel, the old Martell, the old, it's like, girl, ain't no old this or that. Everybody evolves. Everybody changes, I guess, but your ass, okay? Tisha feels like KEKE has purposely tried to hurt her, so they go back and forth. So Carlos begins grilling KEKE, and she begins saying Marcel and Tisha have dealt with things just like anybody else. Carlos was like, what type of things have they dealt with? KEKE said rumors of infidelity. So Carlos asks KEKE, well, did Tisha ever speculate to you that Marcel cheated on her? He keep asking her. Miss Wanda chimes in, says, tell the truth. And then KEKE begins saying, well, like any woman. And then Carlos was like, well, no, that's a yes or a no. So it looked like Carlos was getting a little irritated with KEKE. KEKE says Tisha definitely had some doubts before the show if Marcel was cheating on her. So she has had to confront those issues. That's our issue with this whole thing. Because Tisha, you have always acted like you were too good to deal with these type of issues in your marriage. And that's what Melody was saying about you. You're not too good. You have dealt with this type of shit. But you love sitting your raggedy ass on this high horse like you so above it. And your man don't be making you look stupid like Martell made Melody look stupid. And it was like, but we all already knew this though, right? KEKE ain't telling none of us anything that we don't know. Child. Tisha said, well, KEKE was my girl, because Carlos had turned to Tisha like, is this true? And Tisha was like, yeah, she know a lot about me. That's why Mel was contacting her so they could talk about me. I was like, Tisha, shut up, girl. So Tisha ends up saying, well, what had happened was I found a picture of a girl in Marcel's phone, and then Melody began smiling. Because see, now the truth is coming out. Now you can stop saying that somebody is just hating on your fucking marriage. And for years, some of y'all have been saying that, oh, Melody just want everybody down in the fucking dumps the way she is. No, I always thought she knew something. Okay? Everybody is not like that. I know it, and I'll say this, this show does a good job of making a person look a certain way. It does. Because all of them is really trying to make Melody look a certain way. Make her look bitter. Make her look like she a hater. Make it look like she can't keep no friends. Or, they are really, doing that. Okay? So, but for those of us that can see right through things, like Miss Robinson, honey, that told me everything, honey, I needed to know. That woman, I knew Melody had something. But people was like, nah, she just want to believe everybody cheat. No, it's because you niggas is not perfect and something ain't clean in the buttermilk. And then I can see how Tisha responds and reacts to things on that show. she don't be acting all confident, Patty, you know, like how she do at this reunion, like she's so unbothered. Okay, so child, goodbye. I'm so glad this shit is kind of coming out. That way some of y'all can lay that to rest and stop saying Melody is just hating. She just wants Tisha miserable. No, where there's some smoke, there's some fire. Because Martell knows something and didn't sell their ass out. Melody knows something. KEKE knows where the bodies is buried because she is Tisha's cousin, right? So there's some truth. When you are dealing with a liar, you need a third party there to double down on the truth. So KEKE does need to be around. Period. We know that ain't what Marceau want though, right? But anyways, guys, that's all honey Miss Robinson got to say about all of that. We go catch back up with part 2 of the reunion next week. Don't forget, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.